Ta-da! We are here on the workstation. These are the things which are required by you to create this artwork. You need some references. The references may not be paper references, but they can be online on your computer screen. You need a coffee, dissolved coffee. Maybe you can use coffee, or maybe you can use brown color. You need pencils, erasers, you need a scissor, you need a brown paper, you need your sketchbook. We need a water container, brushes, rough cloth and paints, and we need glue to paint the brown paper on our sketchbooks. Before we paste the brown paper on our sketchbook, what we are going to do is we are going to give it a wash of coffee, or maybe we are going to give it a wash of brown color. Wash means you dissolve coffee with water. It would give you this, it would look like this. And what you are going to do is you will apply a lot of coffee on your paper. Use both the sides, double of your brown papers. It will give you a little nice aroma. If you doesn't like coffee, maybe you use just your paint. It should be watery. If you want to give it a little more dark effect, when this one layer of coffee dries, you can apply another layer of coffee. Need not to worry. When it is wet and it gets a little semi-dry, you can iron this paper with a hot iron. So it gives you a nice of your paper feel. Before you do all this, you can crumble your paper even. If it is a new paper, make it crumble. When it will be having these fine lines and coffee rests there, so it gives you a nice feeling. Set it to dry. Okay, as my paper is drying, the brown paper is drying, what I would do is I would sit back. I'm here with all these references. I want you to take 5 different photos of bark paintings. You can take them on your computer screen even. It's not important to have them on papers like this. This is just for your I want to explain you, so I jot them down on a paper. I get them printed for you. You can work on the computer screen only. What you have to do is, from all these pictures, can you see these 4 are floral or animal designs, and these are 2 the village scenes which they basically create. In your question, you just need to create the floral artwork with the help of animals and flowers and nature. You need not to work on village scenes, but these are 2 different kind of paintings they create on bark painting, right? Now, when you jot down all these references, what you need to do is you have to first of all circle your favorite designs on these paintings. As if I'm doing this, I like this design from this painting. I like this flower from this painting, and even I like this bird, this whole bird and this pattern. And even here, when it comes here, I like these flower and leaves. I like this one animal. These are my favorite parts, so I'm circling it on my picture. Now what you need to do is, what is your immediate reaction when you look into this work? Oh, I like these just because of their colors, and they are trying to explain something regarding their culture. And you have to describe, how would you describe this, that how does these paintings look like to you? If you're describing it to somebody, that how you feel like when you look into these paintings. If it is me, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain them that there are birds There are flowers, it's made up of nature, and I can see different more kind of explanation within here. Now, and you will even explain what feeling does it gives you when you look into this artwork. How about the mode of this artwork? I'll describe this as a stylized artwork, and I will tell that artists have used vibrant colors and curved lines are used in all these floral paintings. So I can even notice a curved line in a form of C, and this is another symmetrical C to this C. I can feel that in some of the paintings it creates S. Can you see? Even this creates C. If I continue with this bird and this animal, it creates an S. This is their traditional form, and this is their tradition that they form these letters with these curved lines. And see, this all artwork is made by the untrained artists. So does it gives you a good feeling or a bad feeling? As it is done by untrained or unprofessional artists, so I think it gives me a positive feeling because this work is quite much detailed. Okay, now I'm giving you some ideas, some design options. Whether you do your village life design idea or you do a nature inspired design idea. Maybe you can do any one of the following. My question tell you that you have to do the nature inspired design. So I'm giving you an idea. Whatever animal or bird you are drawing, these are the birds. So they should be Mexican native. Okay? You have to pick 3 main subjects to design around. You may pick up 3 subjects, 1, 2 and 3. Okay? 1, 2 and 3. 3 of them are birds here. When you choose here, then 2 of them are bird and 1 of them is a deer. And then when I come here, there are only 2. But here I have told you that you have to, maybe I'm not just forcing you, maybe you pick 3 subjects to design around. 2 birds or a rabbit, or maybe 1 rabbit or a bird, or maybe just a bird. Okay? You may choose to take 1 larger and the other 2 smaller to create a focal point. When it is, maybe this, when I talk about 1 larger, or maybe I talk about 2 largers and a smaller to create a focal point. It's when they are arranged in a way that they are creating a focal point. Our eye is creating a movement. Okay? Spread them around the surface of your paper, but avoid placing them too close to the paper edge or right in the center. You have to spread your like painting or your composition in a way that you left out with the borders of your paper. Can you see everywhere? Some of the space is left out for the borders. And do not even assemble everything in the center. You need to space out things in between. Okay? You can use different kind of posings for the bird wings. Can you see here the bird wings? They are closed and the tail is open. When I see here, the bird wings are open and the tail is open too. So this is, you give them different posings, and it can be bird wings open and flaring out, jumping deer, animals stretching out. See, it's stretching out, it's jumping here, and even you can say extra long tail feathers or wings. Here there are extra long tail. Even here it's an extra long tail. Right? Once you have your main objects, add flowers and plants to fill in the space in between the major subjects. It means when you are done with your like main objects, then you are going to fill it up with flowers and leaves to fill up your whole picture. Do it in a sensible way and leave an inch or 2 around the edge of the paper for a border. Okay, now here is my sketchbook and here is my brown paper. What I would do is, I will cut this brown paper in a way that I can see the border of my white paper too. It should be an uneven cutout. This is okay, and this spacing is okay. Now I'll cut from this side, the top. There are two brown papers together in this bag, so I'm using both of them together. This is how it look like. So I will be tearing it nicely from this side. It is here now in the center of your sketchbook, and I will paste all of these together. What I did when it gets dry, I just iron the paper and make it straight so it becomes easier for me to draw. I pasted this and then I'm using the other side to glue on the paper. Let it dry properly before you start drawing. Let this brown paper be pasted nicely on your sketchbook. We are replacing the bark paper, which is a handmade paper, with a brown paper in your activity. So this is how it looks like. Let it rest for you to draw. Before you draw, let it rest, and then you start drawing afterwards when it is dried completely. Now arranging as I describe. I will make a bird here. I will make I'll work with one single bird, not an animal. Maybe you work with two major objects. I'm creating one focal point, which will be my bird, and that is my major object, and then I'll be placing it, arranging some more plants and flowers and leaves around it. When I'm working now, I'll make a frame for myself. I hope you all can see the pencil lines. I'll make a frame and I'll work within it, inside it. Okay? I hope you all can see the pencil line. Okay, when I'm drawing it, I will be drawing my bird first. I'll try to draw a little more darker, and then I'll outline it with a black marker, because mandatorily you need to like outline it with a black marker. This is my bird head. This is the body of the bird. And then what I'll do is I'll add an eye. I added a beak. I hope you all can see the lines. Now I'm going to add feather. It will be a little difficult to draw on it because it's a little crumbled paper, but we all can manage. This is my bird's wings, and I would like to add little more larger wings here. Okay, my wings are done, and then I'm going to add the other wing, which is in front, and I'll make it an extra long wing. and I'll erase this body line from, because this body goes at the back of this feather, so I erase that line. What I'll do is I'll add another tail. I'll erase my border. I'll add another a little longer tail, and then add more details to the tail. Right, now this is one of my focal object which is complete, and then I am going to add the base, from which basically they start all their drawings. And then now I am adding all the flowers and plants. Okay, can you see this, the bird which I've created? I'll do it with a marker so you get to know. Okay, I'm retracing my bird with the help of this marker, and I'll be adding more details with this same marker so you can see how I already drew this bird. I hope now you all can see the lines. Even you, after drawing, you have to outline this work with a marker. This is where I added feathers. Here it's the body. Here it's a part of a tail. And this is another part of the tail. Right? And then this is the feather in front on the body, which is closed. And now I'm adding a base. My sketchbook is so small, I can't work on so many patterns, and I need to go smaller in designs. Now what I would be adding a tree trunk here, which forms an S. Here it get broader. Now I'll be adding more patterns and flowers with this tree trunk. And I add a stem to it. Then I add more details to the leaf patterns. And then I add some more stuff, some more curve line designs. As I'm doing directly with the marker, so I might create some mistakes. Children, I told you to leave border. Here it's so small for me that I can't leave borders. So please try and leave spaces for borders. As I've made frame, you make a frame and then keep working inside that frame. Okay, I'm adding some more. And then I'm coming here again. I made a flower. Okay, then I made again here a leaf. Right, and then I add a leaf over this part, and then I'll be adding some more smaller part of. So this is how I complete my work. Maybe I add a little curve line details here. So this is, I am complete with my design. When you are complete with your design, you will outline it in the similar way, and then you are going to work with poster colors because they use bright vibrant colors. After coloring with poster colors, when they got dry, you will be adding a shade of a linear shade of white color inside your objects somewhere. Whenever you observe their paintings, they use it in each and every of their painting. And if you want me to, maybe I'll create some effects before you start with your work. I'm doing a little section of this flower. I'll take white first. You have to take, if you're doing it with watercolors, you will take more color and less water. And I'm mixing first my red with a white color, and I'll create a pink effect. And I'll apply a thick layer of color. I want it to get a little more brighter, so I made a little more brighter in color. Make them appear a little brighter, because when your watercolor dries, they become lighter in color. So try to use poster colors which you have at home. If you doesn't have poster colors, it's okay, you can do it with watercolors. What I'm doing with watercolor is I'm mixing my basic one color with a white color to create the same gouache effect which actually they create, because there is no transparency in the paintings of these bark paintings. So watercolors, they create transparency. You are not going to make them create transparency, so mix white color make them appear as gouache. When I'm done with my flower, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a center part. I'll clean my whites and I'll mix my yellow with my white. To create the center of my flower. Right? Now what I would do is, as I'll do coloring in the same way in the whole painting, as my colors are dry, what I'll do, I'll re-outline to create a nicer effect. A clean, nice outline. That was the reason I was not doing black before. You do it after you color. It will create a nice outline to your artwork. See, when you are done with this, how to add white notions is, I clean my white color. Let your colors dry before you do this, and I'll take a lot of white color in my brush. I'll take this white and I'll add a little bit of shade of my white somewhere. This is how they create the effects with white color. I hope you all understand that how you would do these paintings. And you will be submitting your assignment after the upload of your assignment. I hope you all submit it on time and you would learn something new with it. Have a good time and please share your results, how you made your artwork.